Установу про визнання.
My name is Zach Roberts. My department is political science. My quest project is basically a photo and video, multimedia, I guess essay on my very short time that in Ukraine. I went right after I went in February. There was a very small time period where basically peace broke out in Ukraine, and it was right after the mass killings that happened in Kiev or Euromaidan, and right before Russia invaded Crimea. Luckily, when I was on the ground, I found a lot of really helpful people from Kiev that told me their problems on why they were leaning towards looking towards the West or looking towards Russia. Mostly they were looking towards the West because they wanted to get out from under the as one said, the boot heel of, of Putin. And there's one story in my essay that my friend and I, who's a photographer who went with me to Kiev. We were going around taking photos, and this woman came up to us, and she didn't speak a word of English, and so she started making these motions like eating. We were doing basic sign language of like trying to communicate back and forth, and she basically dragged both of us on this roundabout trail through all these through these tent encampments, and like past these armed guards, and like just like waved them anytime they were going to try to stop these two photographers from going into their encampment. She just kind of gave them an angry look and like, no, they're with me, sort of thing. Speaking in, I'm assuming Ukrainian the entire time. And she force-fed us the most delicious Ukrainian meal. I mean, there was borscht and there was this cake and everything, and she just wouldn't stop feeding us until finally we like had to like just physically leave the place. And then she demanded that through like sign language and through a couple people that vaguely knew English, demanded that we come back at some point. Unfortunately, we were leaving the next morning, so we weren't able to. But that was one of the like really surprising things, is that everybody that I ran into wanted to help us and wanted to break down those barriers. This story is a really hopeful one that I very rarely get to tell in covering protest and covering things that I do, in the fact that it was this moment of peace where you had all these different factions. You could see where there was you had the neo-Nazis on one corner, you had these liberal academics on the other side, and they were all working together in this Euromaidan, in the Kiev square. And it's at least a hopeful moment. I mean, as the month that has passed since I was there, I don't know how well it's going to be turning out, but it says that it can happen. I mean, good things can happen, and hopefully that's you can see this story, my photos and my video and what I've written, and come listen to it, and hopefully you'll be able to see a different side of journalism that you normally wouldn't get to see.